On January 11th, 1861, Alabama is the fourth state and the third in 3 fucking days to secede from the Union. So apparently Confederates are such fucking scared little crybaby bitches. These Confederate sons of bitches, you had South Carolina, then Mississippi, then Florida, and now you got motherfucking Alabama. They know that Abraham Lincoln has been elected, and he's going to be inaugurated in 2 months, so they got plenty of shit to get their shit together. Plenty of time to get their shit together. Abraham Lincoln is also vowing to protect slavery. Abraham Lincoln is also vowing to protect slavery. So pragmatically, if the Confederacy was just being fucking smart, you could be American state and maintain your bullshit institution of slavery. But just the thought of him not being 100% in favor, he didn't want slavery to be expanded in the federal territories. That's it. That was pretty much his main, objection to slavery. You can go have slavery in your, state, and the federal Fugitive Slave Act meant that all the other slaves had to respect it and send the black man back there to the plantation. Abraham Lincoln, he was against all those things, but just legally he didn't feel like as president he could do anything about it. Legally he didn't think he could stop slavery, and he had no inclination to stop slavery. That's what he's going to say in his first inaugural address. So Alabama, you dumb. Mississippi, fucking Florida, goddamn South Carolina, you fucking stupid as shit. If you guys want to fight and die for your slave-owning fucking 1%, your rich class who owns all the slaves, you poor-ass fucking whites are going to fight for the 1%. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make any sense. If you're willing to fight and die for the 1%, why wouldn't you willing to just be a part of the Union, be a part of America, and you could have maintained your whole system of slavery and white supremacy, the whole fucking kit and caboodle, the whole goddamn shebang. Maybe we should thank, these states for getting the hell out of the Union. And while I kid, I guess it's okay that they're in the Union now. Because it's like, wait, Alabama left? Okay. Mississippi and South Carolina? Next, you're going to tell me fucking Florida left. Well, shit! That's all the crap is taking itself out. The trash took itself out. The garbage disposed of itself. Here's something here. Published as a serial, then as a 2-novel volume, Uncle Tom's Cabin, produced as a stage drama several times before and during the Civil War. Northern audiences became deeply engaged by the struggles of Tom, an earnest and appealing old slave who is devoted to his kind, debt-ridden Kentucky master, but his soul eventually became the property of a cruel plantation owner, Simon Legree, in making a slave the title character and a hero, and in creating vivid characters who did not fit standard stereotypes. Legree is a northerner who moved south, and some southerners figure among the story's more sympathetic characters. Stowe presented a deeply human and particularly scathing indictment of the institution and the plight of slaves, both in bondage and as fugitives. Many northerners were outraged by the cruelties of slavery depicted in the story. Most southerners were outraged by the story itself, decried as a glaring example of northern attacks against southern honor and domestic institutions. This outrage lasted for years. In November 1862, Confederate soldier Rufus Catter wrote of Mrs. Stowe in her novel, "I wonder if her pharisaical heart feels no compunctious throb when she beholds such carnage and bloodshed, the work of whose fierce flames of fanaticism which her ingenious brain labored so assiduously to enkindle." That is an incredibly smart fucking way of saying, look what you did, you little jerk! And such good penmanship. And what was he, fucking drafted to fight for the 1%, slaving sons of bitches? So, that was January 11th, 1861. Alabama's like, you guys, you know what? I'm out of here. Nah, I can't take this shit no more. I'm like, take this job and shove it. Ain't working here no more. Woman done left and gave all reason I was working for. What did Alabama. Let's see, let's read a little paragraph here. The Commander-in-Chief. The President of the United States is not only the head of the Union, he is, in the words of the Constitution, Commander-in-Chief of the Army and the Navy of the United States, and of the militia of the several states when called into the actual service of the United States. These two functions of the head of the state and Commander-in-Chief are commonly united in the person of the same officer in the constitutions of modern states. But when this is done, it's not always intended that the exercise of the powers of commander-in-chief should be more than nominal. In the United States, however, where the president was intended to be more than a figurehead, it was not to be assumed that he would not exercise his powers in all his capacities. In the case of Abraham Lincoln, it is found that his use of powers as commander-in-chief brought in a new conception of the president's role in this office and left a permanent mark upon the governmental system of the United States. There are two aspects in which Lincoln's exercise of his powers may be studied. In the first place, it's worthwhile to study his interpretation of the scope of these powers, what in his view were the powers which the president was entitled to exercise in his capacity as commander-in-chief. This will involve a consideration of what he considered the proper functions of Congress in the sphere of war powers. The second aspect of the question is the actual exercise of such powers as, in Lincoln's view, pertain to the commander-in-chief. What were his relations as a layman with the professional soldiers? By what method did he execute the powers which in law were confided to him? Each of these two aspects will be treated in turn. Mexican War, President Polk, he criticized President Polk's actions. War powers, Constitution. We'll come back to all this. But, Sayonara, Alabama. Oh, Mississippi, Florida, South Carolina, and Alabama left? God damn. So America might become great. We're going to make America great again. You know what? Let's get rid of Alabama and Florida and Mississippi and South Carolina in exchange for Brazil and Venezuela and Chile and Argentina and Peru. Well, I don't know. I see a American continent, America 100. Why just have these 50 nifty United States? I bet you Canada would love to be Americans and Mexico. Just give them the referendum. Give them the vote. Let's see what would happen if we gave Guatemala and Mexico and Canada and Chile the vote. You want to become an American state and then give it to the American people? Do you want these countries to become your brother and sister states? I would love to see an interstate system that goes all the way down to Chile. I would love to see an interstate system that goes through Latin America, over the fucking Panama goddamn Canal, and then all the way to, you want to talk about the South? Go to South America, motherfucker. That's South. You want to go South? Oh, South in Florida. That's East, and it's, South Carolina's like more north, and Kentucky's in the middle of the fucking country. Yeah, South America, like Bolivia. Well, I'm going to go to the south of, Bolivia's the south. Bolivia's the center. That'd be fucking badass. Go to where Che Guevara was slain in Bolivia. Drive down there through the Eisenhower interstate system on a 1 week vacation. That sounds fucking sweet as fuck. It would be good for trade. It'd be good for culture. It'd be good for everything. I believe in borders. So have strong borders. I think good fences make for good neighbors. So let's have good, strong walls and borders, and yeah, I'm okay with all that. I just want us to be united, you know? Unite the Americas. Have an actual United States of Americas. The United States of the Americas. Woo! The America 100. So yeah, Florida, you can get on out of here. Just make sure you get Venezuela